eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede will not be returning to work as yet. After days of discussions on ANC-led municipalities, the KZN ANC's Provincial Executive Committee, or PEC, decided to extend the special leave of members accused of misconduct. Gumede faces charges of corruption and fraud relating to a multi-million rand waste removal tender. She and her co-accused are expected to appear in the Durban Commercial Crimes Court tomorrow. To discuss this further, from our Durban studios, we are joined by Ricardo Mthembu. He's the spokesperson for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. Ricardo, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for affording the ANC this opportunity. Good morning to you and your viewers.
Thank you. So the Provincial Working Committee in KwaZulu-Natal, it's been doing its own investigations on the matter. What have you been able to establish from these investigations regarding the waste tender and the involvement of councillors?
No, thanks very much, Leanne. I think first of all we need to clarify ourselves as the Provincial Executive Committee of KwaZulu-Natal that we are not investigating Comrade Zandile. But of course, the African National Congress Provincial Executive Committee received the report from the PWC, which is the working committee in the province. And in doing that, the Provincial Executive Committee have looked at the report, which was updating the Provincial Executive Committee about the court cases that involving our comrades who are alleged to be in conflict with the law. So therefore, then the Provincial Executive Committee agreed that these cases are serious, which including the case of the Mayor of eThekwini, Comrade Zandile. Therefore, then the Provincial Executive Committee decided that we need to extend the leave of Comrade Zandile to allow the Provincial Executive Committee enough time to consider and look exactly what action needs to be taken in terms of the case itself, because what also makes the issues difficult is that the Comrade Zandile has not been found guilty. He is alleged to be in conflict with the law. So therefore, as the ANC, we need to put the responsibility that given to the ANC by the people above our own interest. Yeah. So we are going to be then having a meeting of the Provincial Executive Committee on Sunday, where we are expected to finalize the matter and give the direction exactly what is going to happen to Comrade Zandile, the issue and other issues that are involving court cases.
Yeah, this is the second time that Gumede's leave has been extended, and you know these allegations started surfacing in around about 2017. These corruption charges and allegations that involve these waste collection tender to several companies. What's taking so long? What is missing? Where is the sticking point?
Well, Sakina, we must, Leon, sorry, what we need to understand is that as an ANC, we cannot replace the courts and act on behalf of courts. We are going to leave the issues that need to be dealt with by courts. But ours as an organization, which must protect its standing in the society, we need to look at the issues that are affecting our comrade. Not only Zandile, we must emphasize that it is not only Comrade Zandile, but all comrades who are involved, and see how it affects the standing of the ANC in the society. And as a leader of the society, the ANC, we need to take decisions. Some of the decisions we are going to take, of course, they are not going to be favorable to some, they are going to be favorable to some, but what is important is for the ANC to show in the society that we are serious in terms of leading society, ethical leadership, and of course we are serious in terms of dealing with issues that got to do with crime or corruption, which does not translate that we as a PEC of KwaZulu-Natal, we are saying these comrades are guilty. They will be found by the court of law, whether they are innocent, whether they are guilty. We want to say that to the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the people of South Africa that we are dealing with these matters carefully, understanding that people are responding on it in a different ways. Others, they feel that maybe we must do this, we must do that, but as a people who are given a responsibility to provide leadership, we must not be ambiguous about how we provide leadership, and we must say that there is no vendetta against any leader, but the issue is we're faced with a situation where people are charged. So as an organization, we need to then respond accordingly. That's why we are going to be meeting on Sunday, and then of course finalize all issues that got to do with court cases, including Newcastle Mayor, including certain councillors who are charged, including the mayor of eThekwini. So we must tell the South Africans, and particularly the people of KwaZulu-Natal, that the ANC is not shaky about dealing with the matter, but we must be firm. We must satisfy all parties involved that there is no vendetta or there is no fishing about how we are dealing with the matter, and we request that be given the chance until Sunday, where we are going to be deliberating on these matters, and then find a way forward. And indeed, as an ANC, we are going to be giving it.
Are you confident that you will reach the decision? Because I suppose the question from a lot of people would be, what will make this meeting different? We've already seen so many delays. We've already seen that there is huge divisions. We've got the supporters of Gumede who are having all kinds of threats towards the ANC. We've got also the SACP are calling for her removal as well. And there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of factional divides happening with all this. So what's going to make Sunday's meeting or this coming meeting different to the others?
Well, Leon, I think the experience tells us that if we deal with issues emotionally and we allow pressure to influence how we can take decisions, I think really we will be saying to the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the members of the ANC who are not capable to lead. But I think what we need to consider is the seriousness of the issue and the interest of the society, but at the same time provide leadership. So therefore, as we are saying that Sunday, I think it's 5 days or 4 days before Sunday, and then after that, because there is no differences among the PEC itself, but it's required because when we're dealing with the cases, we're not singling out the case of eThekwini, but we're dealing with the report of municipalities holistically in terms of how the municipalities are functioning, the state of municipalities, including eThekwini municipality, including Msunduze municipality and other municipalities, because there are decisions that must be taken by the ANC in terms of how are we governing the municipalities, whether it's an issue of the lack of leadership, whether it's a poor planning and so on. We need to intervene accordingly. So we do not want to paint a picture in the country that we are targeting the mayor of eThekwini alone, yet there are other people who got cases. So the Sunday meeting is going to finalize all the
those
cases
details.
and come up with the decision. The only thing that
I need to move this along, Ricardo. Sorry to rush you and interrupt you, but I do need to move this on. We have another interview. I want to speak to you also about the acting mayor, Fawzia Pierre, making allegations of attempted poisoning. This is a serious allegation as well. What is at play here, as there were claims of a lot of infighting for this position?
Well, we cannot. I cannot say there is an infighting on the position, but also I think at the end people must be careful not to make the ANC an investigating structure, because if there are allegations that there was some poisoning and so on, there are institutions that are designed to investigate such allegations and then, of course, take necessary decisions if indeed there is such thing happened. So therefore, on our side, we act on the basis of the outcomes of these institutions, which are courts and so on. So we cannot say there was, because as the ANC, we have not discussed the issue of the deputy mayor. The deputy mayor is still acting mayor, and I think the municipality is addressing some of the issues, which of course we need on our side is of course to speed up the issue and clarify and give a direction, not be wishy-washy about what the ANC must do in terms of what is happening. You haven't discussed, as the ANC, the allegations of poisoning against Fawzia. This hasn't happened, hasn't come up in conversation at all? Not at all, because there's no report that has been brought to us about the deputy mayor. These are serious allegations. I would imagine one would think that this would be looked into as a matter of urgency. Well, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Yes, I can hear you now.
I was just saying that these, one would assume that this would be looked into as a matter of urgency.
Yes, yes, of course. As I'm saying that we cannot be speculative as the organization, because as I'm saying that we are leading the society with different thinkings, different thoughts. So therefore, whoever is responsible to bring the report to the African National Congress, that person must do so immediately, so that, of course, if there is a need for us to discuss the matter, then we discuss the matter. As I'm saying to you, Leon, that we are not replacing courts and other institutions of law. Ours is to look, as the leader of the society, how these matters affect the society, how as an ANC provide leadership so that the society remain confident that indeed the ANC is a leader of the people.
All right. Let's just finalize this interview. If, in fact, the Durban Commercial Crimes Court tomorrow, and we do know that the Gumede is appearing there tomorrow, if she's found guilty, what then?
Of course, that's what the ANC is going to be discussing on Sunday. So I cannot preempt what ANC is going to do, what ANC is going to say until the meeting, because my responsibility as a spokesperson is to speak on decision taken by the ANC, not to preempt what ANC is going to do on a particular matter before it discuss it in its meeting.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thanks for talking to us this morning. Ricardo Mthembu is the spokesperson for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, talking to us about the Provincial Executive Committee's decision to extend eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede's special leave while she attends to her court case. They will be meeting once again this coming weekend, and perhaps a decision will be made next week.